Maybe getting a little more sneezy around here if you're like me, maybe, because we're starting to see a change in the common allergens really taking over toward the weeds becoming more high compared to the trees that typically max out their higher pollen counts from spring into early summer. Grass also really spring into early summer, but it's still high with the most recent pollen count from Nebraska Wesleyan. They usually measure about 5 times a week from February through mid-October, but the weeds are starting to really come up too. So ragweed, that's something I suffer from, really feeling it around here lately. But other than that, if it isn't the allergies, sometimes good weather can be spoiled by some smoke too. And I'm talking about the cooler weather arriving for this weekend. Usually we see some smoke moving in too, but I don't think that's the case for the cooler weather, the lower humidity for this weekend and into early next week. So we could really be looking at a great stretch of weather to enjoy here coming up. A beautiful look at the sunrise there from our Berry Law camera, looking to the eastern sky. Not really a cloud in the sky other than what you're looking at toward the horizon, with temperatures comfortably in the middle and upper 60s, a little above average for the morning, but a little lower than 70 degrees where a lot of us have been hanging out most mornings this week. The dew point faring a little bit better too in the low and middle 60s across eastern Nebraska. A little drier air out, of course, in western Nebraska, with winds that are still very calm in the morning, especially in southeast Nebraska and for us in Lincoln. There is not much to see on satellite. Really clear skies across the state as we see high pressure today. I think a few more fair weather cumulus clouds will pop up with the heating of the day today. So mostly sunny, but a high again right around 90 degrees. We'll do that again tomorrow before our next cold front comes in, and factoring in the humidity today, feeling like the lower and middle 90s across the area. But let's talk about this time tomorrow. You see a few scattered light showers in western Nebraska through the morning. The front will start to shift winds Friday evening, but behind the front we'll start to see some storm organization in central Nebraska drifting to the south and east by Friday night, arriving in southeast Nebraska. So this time, looking at this, it looks to arrive a little bit earlier than most storm events we've seen throughout this summer, maybe starting between 8, 9, 10 o'clock Friday night, but then continuing into the early morning hours of Saturday. And some of these storms could be on the strong to severe side. The entire state is within a marginal risk, but we're looking at a few storms that may be posing a hail and damaging wind risk. What I also wanted to show you, though, is this front will be responsible for the humidity dropping off and much drier air settling in for Saturday, Sunday, with the cooler temperatures starting a streak of days below average on Saturday through next week in the 70s. There will be at times some chances for rain, but I think after Friday, those better chances won't arrive until the end of next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Jen.